Next stage, a man looking for trouble. What can you see beyond the darkness?
When you look beyond the darkness, tell me, what do you see? It's your boy T-I-N-Y to the P. Yeah, he's looking for trouble here on twitch.tv with Crash or Jade or Spyro or Leon Kennedy. Is there a new game to start? Is he doing some art? Maybe knowledge of an 80s children's show to impart? Cause he's splendiferous, vigorous, rigorous. He's damn vociferous. An arting or Mario Karting, he's straight carnivorous. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
With a great rate of save states debating his fate, Peter's greeted by emotes of cheaters when people donate. Give him a or a and we'll build up the hype, and I'll struggle to read half the words that you type. So are you ready to go? Come on, what will it be? Are we gaming or painting or watching dated kids TV? Grab a bite, crack a slide, dim the lights, sit tight cause the stream's about to start and the mics sound right, boy. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boy.
Stop.
Twerk! Hold on, everyone! Oh!
Right.
I added more poo to the poo.
So you start.
It's like Play-Doh. Hello everyone and welcome to a live stream with me, Tiny Peter. How are you all doing? Are you well? Are you well? I don't actually have the stream open in the background, so I can't tell if we're live, but I'm assuming we are.
It's your Master Jedi Tiny Peter Austin.
That's got to be a good sign.
Peter.
Yeah, we're
How
live.
Are you?
Good.
How was your weekend? It's a better day now that it's a Tiny Peter live stream. Hope you are having a wonderful day.
Thank you very much to Steven Skodes for those bits there. I'm very well, thank you. And I'm having a nice day. It's glorious sunshine out there, but that messes with my lighting, so I have to pull the blind down. But it's a nice day, which is good. And I had a very nice weekend as well. What did I do on the weekend? Can I remember in the next 3 seconds before I finish this sentence? No. Yes, I do remember. I went to see some friends, and we went to a cave. We did. It's a very Peter Austin thing. I believe actually the cave, although we didn't have to like show any membership or anything to get there because it was just in the middle of nowhere and no one looks after it. But I believe technically the cave is owned by the National Trust, so that would be very on brand. I think it was. Not sure now. I'm questioning it, but in any case, it was that kind of thing. So yeah, we did that, and then we went to a pub and ate pub food for tea, which was very nice. And what did I do on the other day? I think that was Sunday. Saturday, didn't do a great deal. Just chilled and did stuff in the house and that kind of thing. So just a nice chilled time. And I think today we're going to have a chilled time as well. I was really stuck for what to stream today, because next week, hopefully, when I stream, we'll have a copy of Atomfall, which I'm really excited about. As I've said on, I think, the last stream and on the podcast, past couple of episodes of the podcast, I've been getting really excited about Atomfall all of a sudden. I knew it was coming. I saw the trailer that was shown, which I thought was a reveal trailer, but I think maybe it was officially revealed earlier than that. But a trailer was shown at whatever the last Jeff Keighley festival was. I guess it was at the Game Awards. Maybe they showed it off, or maybe it was I don't know. Yeah, I think it was the Game Awards. Anyway, they showed it off. People were like, "Oh, that looks good," and I was like, "Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I'll give that a go when it comes out." Anyway, as time's gone on, I've gotten more and more excited about it, and that's coming out next week on the 27th. They do early access by 3 days if you buy the super special, wonderful deluxe edition, which I won't be paying for. I'm not going to buy 3 days extra. Some people will, and that's fine, but on this occasion, it's not for me. However, we may end up getting a review copy, and quite often when you do review copies of things, they do tend to send you the nice version, which is lovely. So potentially I will have a copy on the 24th, which would be my stream day, Monday, so I could stream it on Monday maybe. But even if I don't, I might see if I can do a little stream swapsy roundsy somewhere. Ashton will be away, so maybe on the Wednesday I could stream. In any case, I want to try and stream Atomfall next week if I can. So I thought, what do I stream today? We've just finished A Bug's Life. I need to come up with something to stream as a one-off. So I thought, why not I play some Crash Bandicoot? I've been wanting to play Crash Bandicoot in my own time for ages. And I thought, I'll play Crash 1. And I realised this wasn't even intentional when I decided on the game. I was like, okay, that's what we'll play. And then while setting up for the stream today, I've thought, could I feasibly get to the end of the game in 2 hours? Not 100%, but could I reach the final boss and defeat Neo Cortex in a single stream? And I think maybe I could. I'm trying to sort of like quantify in my head how many levels there are, how long they're going to take me. But I think we're in with a chance, so I'm just going to see how far we get in 2 hours, but I might be able to get to the end, which would be very exciting. Cool. Well, yes, original first one, Nightshade Crow. We're playing Crash Bandicoot 1 on the PS1, the oldest and OGest that Crash Bandicoot can be. So that's what we're going to do today. Just thought that would be a nice way to not kill a stream or fill a slot, a bit of filler, no killer. I thought it would just be a nice fun thing to do. So that's what we're going to do today. Right, so first thing I need to do is check what we've got going on in the chat. Welcome in, everyone. It's good to see you all. Steven Skoda is excited for Atomfall. Yeah, I can't wait. I had to get 3 big cavities filled at the dentist this morning and then immediately go to work, and I look and sound so silly right now. Oh no, Samuel B. Music. I'm sorry to hear that. At least now you can hopefully try and relax a little bit with some Crash Bandicoot. Who else have we got here? Crash. It's sort of a speed run, Mr. Black. Yeah, I'm not going to have a clock on screen because I wasn't prepared to be doing a speed run today. It was just while I was setting up, I kind of had the feeling that like this, I could feasibly get this all done in one go. So it's an incidental speed run. We're just going to see if we can do it within 2 hours. Shrug. Next week is the Crash 4 100% run. Absolutely not. I would die. But hey, there we go. Yeah, it's a clip show stream, C. Bennett. That's what it is. We're playing Crash Bandicoot, which I've played before, on stream, just to fill it out a little bit. Nightshade says, "Thanks for A Bug's Life. Really enjoy watching you play classic PS1 platformers." Well, I enjoy playing them, and I've thought about playing some others as well. Like I had a demo when I was younger of Disney's Treasure Planet, which I seem to remember being fun-ish. The film is definitely underrated. Whether the game is underrated, I don't know. But that was a 3D platformer, and I've thought about streaming that at some point as well. So maybe we'll give that a go down the line. And then, of course, there's the Croc and Gex remasters or remakes. Maybe one is one and one is the other. I don't know what they are, both of them. I think Croc is a remaster. I don't know. But Croc and Gex are both coming out again at some point, as is Tomby 2. So there's all sorts to go at in terms of platforming. We're going to have a lovely time. You're going to play the Glover remaster, asks Samuel B. Music. I did see that was happening. That completely passed me by. And then that's already out, isn't it? The Glover remaster just came out, apparently, and I didn't know about this at all. And you'd think in my social media circles, where I do follow a lot of people who are into their platformers and stuff, that I might have heard a bit more about it, which kind of tells me that perhaps it wasn't very well marketed and people generally just didn't know it was happening. So that's a shame. Never really played Glover at the time, so yeah, maybe I'll give that a go at some point as well. But I think my resub got eaten, says Jeff the Mollygoose. Well, let me find out. Ah, yes, 8 minutes ago, before Stephen. I think it got eaten during the live soon screen, so we couldn't see it. That'll be it. Jeff the Mollygoose, resub for 58 months. Thanks for letting me know, Molly, that your sub got eaten. Fun fact, got this notification just as the Stoke-on-Trent song came up on my Instagram For You page, in case you wondered just how bad my algorithm is going these days. Hey, that's a great algorithm if it's giving you the Stoke-on-Trent song. I don't know what you're talking about. Right, okay. #1 Glover fan, Peter Austin. Yeah, I love Glover. Didn't even know they were doing it. Right, let's play some Crash. I'll finally have a sip of my tea now, because I've been gabbing on. What is it that Ashton says? Yapping. She says yapping a lot. I don't think it's just her. I think that is a slightly millennial, not a millennial, Gen Z thing to say. I've definitely heard some other very young person in my life say yapping. Thank you very much also to Steven Scodes for gifting a sub to Martian Ham, taking Steven up to 1380 gift subs. Wow, that's another 10 ticked off the list. It's another number ending in a 0. Well done, Steven. Thank you very much indeed for all your support. Let me move this microphone. Squeak! This is the very old Naughty Dog logo. Here it comes. It's a bit weird, isn't it? They brought us The Last of Us. Wah! There he is, Crash Bandicoot. I instinctively went down to the options there because normally when we stream a game, I'm like, oh yeah, check for subtitles and all sorts of things, but obviously was not an option back then. No doubt as we go, I'll come up with all sorts of Crash trivia. That's normally how I play through these games, isn't it? Just sort of dropping in little hints. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do first, because I'm sure you all desperately need to know the Crash Bandicoot lore. We can't possibly commence on this story without knowing exactly what the flip is going on. Am I right? So the only way to run the actual story cutscene for this game is to just sit on the front menu until it goes into demo mode, which is a bit of a strange choice, isn't it? Why wouldn't you have the cutscene just run at the start of the game? I don't know. But it doesn't take long before it ticks into demo mode, I think. Give me that tasty lore. Yeah, that's right. The subtitle is Woe. Yeah, it would just be Woe, wouldn't it? Okay, here we go.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures. Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex! But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
The Cortex Vortex.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Prepare the female Bandicoot. Instant bit of trivia / lore. Ready for some extra lore and trivia? Which you'll know about if you played Crash 4 a couple of years ago when it came out. That moment where he gets rejected from the Cortex Vortex, that only happens because in the future, Crash Bandicoot will time travel back to the point at which he was created in the Cortex Vortex, and he will accidentally break the machine and cause it to reject him from the machine. So it's a kind of a grandfather paradox. Well, it's not really a grandfather paradox. It's a bootstrap paradox, I think, is what it is. So he sort of created himself. Weird. So, given that I am going to try and do an any percent finish today, I'm not too fussed about getting every box. But then I'm also not too fussed about getting the any percent completion either. I don't mind if we only make it through like 2/3 of the game. So, I'm sort of not really sure. I think I'm just gonna play, and grab boxes as I see them. But I'm not gonna worry about coming back for where gems are involved and you have to ride on platforms and things. I'll just grab stuff where I see it, really, I think. Also with this game as well, you can't get the gem for 100% completion of a level where you've grabbed every box without... Oh, also the game has screwed me over a bit because we've lost a mask here. Okay. Have I... Okay, well... That's good, isn't it? Dying on the first level. I think that happened last time I streamed this, actually. I died on the first level. You're supposed to have 3 masks by the time you get to this area, and I think I might have, when I spun one of the crabs earlier, I think it may have destroyed a mask box or something. I don't really know. But in any case, yeah, I'm not really sure what's gone wrong there, but whatever. Yeah, you can't get the gem for collecting all the boxes if you've died. So even if you get all the boxes, you don't get the gem. I think you fell in the first hole last time. Yeah, I think I may have done. So it's just run. Yeah, Bandicoot %. Boxes only slow us down. That's right. Is uh-oh the only thing he says? I believe, canonically, yes. The only thing Crash says in this game other than whoa is uh-oh. Actually, no, that's not true. Because if we do get all the boxes, like I'll try and do it in this level now, he'll also say da-da-da in a sort of a fantastically camp way. Da-da-da! But this might be a level where we need to come back with a gem. Oh. And if we do, then we're not going to be able to get all the boxes, so we won't be able to get a da-da-da! But we'll give it a try. I'm going to say it now before I have too many deaths, and it just looks like I'm making excuses after the fact, that this controller is not ideal. It's an Xbox controller. Oh, also, there was a green gem there. Look, you see there? But it vanishes when you get here, which means I can't go up into the roof of that building and get some boxes, so we are not going to be able to get all the boxes today. So we may as well pretty much blitz through this level, because there's no reward to be had for getting all the boxes anyway. I will just try and get gems, not gems, that's Spyro coming through. Try and get lives where I can, because they're going to be useful anyway, no matter what. There we go. I went to school with a gem. Gemma. There she is. Can't we just save her now? We found her. Because that's Crash's whole motivation now for the rest of the game, is he accidentally fell out of that window. And oh, this is also the only way you can save the game as well. Oh no, is it gonna... It shouldn't normally last this long. Is it because we're emulating? Oh no, it's just desperately trying to find whether there's a... Well, maybe I will save and it might read it quicker next time. I don't know. Okay, not sure what... That took a long time to find the memory card, which is not what it normally does, but... Could just be Duck Station Emulator. Oops. Yeah, Crash only fell out of that window by accident when he was running away from Cortex, and now his girlfriend is trapped in Cortex's castle. So Crash jumped in the air and said yay because he did it all in one life, but we missed 3 boxes because they were up in the sky. I think the next level, I think it is possible to... Oh no, it's the Great Gate next. I thought it was Boulder Dash or whatever it's called, Boulders. This is another level as well, I think, that you need to come back once you've got some gems. So... Oh, please, Crash. So, probably not going to be able to 100% this one, but I think the first boulder level, you can 100% it. First try, with no gem platforms required. And then we will hear Crash's only other bit of spoken word, which is, as said, da-da-da! Oops, forgot to jump. Oh no. Sort of switching between my thumbstick and my D-pad. My thumbstick is more responsive. It's taking every amount of input that I give it. But oops. But it's also then taking a bit of sort of diagonal direction that I don't really want it to receive. D-pad would be good if it was a proper PlayStation D-pad, but it's an Xbox D-pad, which is the great big single plate that just sort of rotates around. Which I never really had an issue with when playing Xbox games. But I've heard Ben say before, oh yeah, you know, I really don't like the Xbox D-pad, I much prefer the PlayStation one. And I've thought in the past, like, no, I don't think I've got much of a problem with it, but when it comes to a game like this, where D-pad is actually really important, or is really useful. I mean, when this game first came out, there was no such thing as a thumbstick. You just played it with your original PlayStation controller that did not have a analog stick. Yeah, it's a useful thing to have in a platformer like this. Ooh. Okay, there we go. We made it. Right, let's see how we get on with the saving now. Because if it's going to take that long every time... update saved game. Okay, I think we're fine now that we've got a block. Yeah, we're good. If it was going to take forever, then I would just be skipping bonus levels from this point on. Because not sitting around waiting for that every time. Tekken on an Xbox controller is miserable because of that D-pad. Yeah, there are certain games, I think, where suddenly it's like, oh, wow, yeah, I do understand why some people hate this. Because I guess nowadays, actually, a lot of games don't really use the D-pad. You know, certainly the games I used to play on Xbox. You know, I played a lot of Halo, for example. I don't think that you could even do anything with your D-pad in Halo. You certainly couldn't move with it. I'm trying to think, was anything mapped to the D-pad in Halo? Not sure. That was back in the heady days of when Xbox had a black and white button. You had your normal face buttons with colours and letters on, and then also black and white. Press white to turn on your torch. Okay. I'm going for da-da-da% on this level. I'm going to do my best to get our first da-da-da, and then I'm not really going to be that bothered whether we get any more for the rest of the stream. So I'm focusing now. I've got my focus head on. We're at the end. We made it! Give us a cheer, Crash. Gonna get a gem. Da-da-da! There we go. Crash's voice in Crash 1 is actually quite underrated. No one remembers that he had much of a voice other than saying, "Whoa!" in this game, but it's really good. You know? He doesn't speak an awful lot at all, really. He's like Jerry, Tom and Jerry. They don't speak much, except when they suddenly do, you know? There's those moments where... Or Wile E. Coyote. Oh, we're going to get mask form. Triple mask. Team Triple Mask, everyone. Oh, whoops. Well, that was short-lived. Mask can't save you from the water or from not pressing the X button in time to jump. I think Steven was asking earlier, am I going to stream more Crash after Atomfall? I mean, I could do, potentially. Hadn't really thought much about it, because I do think that I'm probably not going to stream a lot of Atomfall. I'm certainly not going to stream the full story. Although, according to some of the sort of promotional material that's going out, it's not too big. I think it's they've compared it to like a TV mini-series as opposed to a TV series or a movie. So it sounds like it's not packed full of like way too many kind of side objectives. So initially, before I kind of knew that much about it, I was thinking, oh, I definitely want to play Atomfall on stream, but what I'll probably do is like just give it a session or two so that people can get a feel for it, decide whether they want to play it, and you know, if I happen to be really enjoying it and everyone else is feeling the same, then yeah, all right, I'd carry on and I'd keep streaming it. But for the most part, I was kind of expecting to just give it a quick go and then kind of leave it after I've done 1 or 2 sessions. But you know, we might carry on with it. Ooh. Or but if not, I could carry on streaming Crash. I mean, I could stream Crash any day of the week. If I was a professional streamer and I had to pick a game, you know, I'd be very tempted to become a PS1 platformer streamer. I don't know if there's much of an audience for that, for people, you know, for like streaming that constantly, like that being your thing. But I mean, some people will literally just play Dark Souls all the time or whatever, which, you know, so why not? Why not just stream Spyro and Crash on a loop? Don't know. I think if you're just playing the game casually over and over again, probably people aren't going to want to watch you play just through the story again and again and again. Whereas at least if you're like speedrunning it or whatever, then there are some stakes there and chance for improvement and high drama. But anyway, that doesn't answer the question. Yeah, I could happily stream Crash Bandicoot or Spyro any day of the week. So, you know, I could carry on streaming like the rest of this game if there's more to do, or Crash 2 or 3 post Atomfall maybe. But don't know. Just have to see how we feel, I suppose. See if people want me to do it. I've streamed all the Crash games before, or the original trilogy anyway, and Crash 4 as well. So it's out there, and I've streamed the Insane Trilogy versions as well. Same with Spyro. You know, I've streamed Spyro 1, 2, and 3, and I've streamed the whole Reignited trilogy. But it is possible, I think, to jump on his head while he's spinning, but it's better to just wait till he stops. But you know, I can't just stream those all the time, can I? That would be bad. But I've heard Atomfall is like 20 hours. There's some of the music. Oh right, okay. I don't know where I mean, I've not heard anything specific where they've said, "Oh yeah, it's a relatively short package or experience. I mean, what even is 20 hours now? Like, in terms of, does that count as medium? I suppose it does. I mean, compared to games where it's like a 60-hour experience to 100% it. Yeah, that's like relatively short for, especially for a game with a kind of a sandboxy open world. They keep talking about the, it is an open world experience, and you can go exploring in all sorts of little dungeons and like nuclear bunkers and things. Oops. Well, I think that was a bonus. I think there was a bonus box on that pile of TNT, so we've lost that now, but that's fine. Might be able to get the Brio bonus though. That would be kind of cool. Give one of those a try. So yeah, it's that kind of a world with kind of dungeons you find, quote unquote dungeons. I mean, they're not dungeons, they're whatever they are, nuclear bunkers and things. But considering it's got that kind of exploration in it, I guess 20 hours is yeah, relatively short, isn't it? Oh, that was foolish. Just jumped onto the barrel at exactly the wrong time, because it will drop if you stand on it too long. And the stones were not aligned for me at all. TP, did you ever play Journey to the Savage Planet? I didn't, but yeah, the other one's out now, isn't it? Revenge of the Savage Planet, and I quite like the look of it. The latest one, and I have no idea what Journey even played like. So, and I don't know if I need to like have played the first one to enjoy the second one. Not really showing off my Crash skills very much. It's just, every time I switch back to my D-pad, I'm having problems. Journey's a first-person single-player experience. Oh, well, that kind of sounds up my street. You can see down there, there's like a room, but if you jump down, you die. But that blue crystal that's not there, you can ride it down like a platform, and it will take you down there safely. And there's just some boxes down there. Boxes, of course, being the technical term for what people refer to as crates in Crash. We do see from the end of level screen, when they drop on his head, it says, "Great, but you missed 3 boxes." Right. This is a Nitrous Brio bonus level. These are really hard, and I can't remember how this one goes, so I'm just going to hope for the best. I hoped for the best, and I lost. I was not granted the best. It's a pretty quick and easy play, definitely worth giving a go. Yeah, I was looking at some trailery stuff for Revenge of the Savage Planet the other day, and I thought, how did I miss the first one? Because this looks like a fun little world. So yeah, that is something that's been on my radar for in terms of game releases this year. So maybe I'll have to give Journey of a quick go. Here he is. Me and my siblings thought this was the funniest thing when we were little. Mostly just the pig noises. I mean, it's his face at the start with the kind of the harmonica going as well, but it's especially funny with all the grunting. And the music's good too. It's all good. It's all funny stuff. Now, can I do the impossible... No, see, that, depending on which version of the game you're playing, there's a little stack of 3 boxes that are really hard to zigzag between. And the same thing happened in Crash 2 as well, with one of the polar bear levels. Oh, whoops. That guy's not got me in about 10 years. Oh wow, we perfectly timed the music, so he did the eyebrow harmonica thing again. Yeah, this bit. Okay, I got all three that time. I don't think actually in this game that that's a version issue. I think that is just, they've just placed them there in a quite difficult to zigzag position. Where, oh no, got snagged. That was just a bit of an unfair hitbox. That does happen with those spiky things. Yeah, no, the zigzag here is, it doesn't matter which version you're playing, it's just a bit tricky to do. Whereas in Crash 2, I think, with one of the polar bear riding levels, there is a bit where, in whatever the later edition of the game was, I guess the European version, as opposed to the American release, it was slightly edited. They moved, I believe they moved some of the boxes to make them a little bit easier to zigzag between. I think that's right. That's definitely happened at some point in Crash history, but I'm trying to remember exactly when and where that happens. But Death89 keeping a death counter. I mean, you know, username checks out. Do you still have the twerk button? Sadly not, because there's no crouching in Crash 1. You can literally... Let me show you the control scheme in Crash 1. X is jump. Circle is spin. Square is spin. I'm more of a square kind of guy when I spin in Crash games, partly because in later games, circle becomes crouch and slide and stuff. Triangle is, what have I got? Giant Xbox D-pad plate is awkward movement, and then you just got your left thumbstick. Right thumbstick does nothing. Shoulder buttons do nothing. It's essentially a game with two face buttons. Two face button inputs that matter. I mean, there's the triangle button that does show you your stuff, but yeah. It's a very, very simple, oops, in design terms, very simple game, really. Crash 1. People sort of forget just how kind of basic it was, really, and yet the PlayStation that I'm not playing this on, because it's being emulated, the PlayStation is working very hard to do some very clever things. Quite infamously, the guys at Naughty Dog really had to sort of break the PlayStation and use it in completely kind of unconventional ways. You know, doing things that were not intended at all when it was sort of designed by Sony. Because remember when this game was designed, now I might be speculating here. I think this is right. I think when Crash was first sort of being developed, I don't think it was official. It was from the get-go being published by Sony. I don't think there was I'm trying to remember, was there even a publisher attached when they started, or was it just like did they just sort of, whoops? Did they just, I don't know. I might be just making stuff up here now. I'm not quite sure. I feel like, to begin with, Crash, from the sort of early stages of development, Crash was not necessarily going to be this PS1 mascot, you know? That wasn't necessarily the idea. And then, over time, you know, closer to release, I think Sony really thought, hey, there's something here, you know, this guy, this fox who eats apples is pretty cool. We like the look of this guy. Don't know, maybe it was always being published by Sony, but I'm not suggesting anyone else was ever in line to publish it. I'm just saying I don't know if their name was written down from the moment that the development process actually began. But, you know, I guess that is how these things are usually done. Certainly how things are usually done nowadays. But I'm not really sure how often back in the day it was done in the style of, you know, more like a writer, a book writer. You might start writing your story or your non-fiction book before you have to start writing it before you've even got a publisher. And there definitely have been games that have been published in that way in the past, where it's been made ahead of time as a kind of or it's been started ahead of time as what is technically an indie project, but always with the intention of finding a publisher to back it and perhaps join halfway through, or perhaps just put it out there when it's finished. But whether that was done here, I don't know. I'm probably making that up. It's always a bad idea to spin those on the way down. I can never help doing it. I always have to, but then that happens. Oh no. Oh no, and then you get all out of sync. And I still spun them on the way down because it's just so fun to do. But now this top one's gonna move, and then that one that I was standing on, it's a terrible idea. Okay. Now this next part of the level is it's really difficult. Lots of fire and stuff, and plants and monkeys. You know what? Hey! You can go behind the wall, and it's intentional because they put bouncy things there for you to bounce on. I panicked. I committed, and then I decommitted, and it cost me. Cost me alive. Cheater Austin in the chat there. I'm not sure if it's possible to fall off the back of the level if I walk too far. Should we find out? Can I fall off the back of the level? No, that's good. I went to school with decommitted. DD. Okay, we made it. Look out for the spiky boy. In September 94, Gavin and Ruben decided to develop... I'm trying to read... No! Read chat while dealing with that. In September 94, Gavin and Ruben decided to develop their new game for the PlayStation, after which Ruben began character design. Okay. Oh, you are correct. Crash started development in 95, and they showed a prototype to Sony in 96 when they agreed to publish it. I didn't know, because I was clearly unsure, and I was sort of not really... I wasn't quite signing off on that fact, saying, yes, and this is fact. I definitely was not sure. But yeah, it was clearly, there was something in that... You can't be gesturing like that, Peter, when there's piranha plants getting you. It was based on something that was clearly in the back of my head. Yeah, so originally, Crash was just a project started by the lads at Naughty Dog, and then they took it to PlayStation and said, hey, what do you think of this guy? And the reason I got onto this is because the way that Naughty Dog managed to get this game running, involved a lot of jiggery-pokery and trickery with, like, the PlayStation's memory, and I don't have a technical enough mind to even understand exactly what they did, but they did a lot of clever stuff to make it work. And a lot of... Oh no, you have to go a bit early there. Oh look, there's a background bit there. It could have been in the background again, apparently. Clearly missed the entrance to that area. They use more... Just reading the chat again while I'm jumping across gaps. They use more of the memory and stuff than Sony intended their developers to. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they had to like ask for certain like spec information that was not public about the PlayStation. They wanted to know about the way some of it worked, and and whether they got it or not, I can't even remember. go. Cool. You know, there are certain level types in Crash Bandicoot that are now, like, not only are they iconic to Crash, namely running away from boulders, but they continue to appear in Crash games to this day, and it's a style of gameplay that is still very popular in all sorts of games, and not just in the platformer genre. You know, there are lots of game moments now in sort of third-person games where you might be running towards the camera and there's all sorts of chaos going on behind you, and that was pretty much originated in Crash Bandicoot. And the reason it even was placed into Crash games is because they really wanted this game and this character to have a kind of a Looney Tunes vibe. They were heavily inspired. In fact, he's always got a prop, hasn't he? He's always got a relevant thing. Let me just see if I can do this without destroying my setup. Is it to hand? Is it available? Where does it live? It's not actively on display. I thought it was down here. In a different cupboard. Oh, it's there. It's underneath a million things. Oh, I've got it. Got it, everyone. I'm going to gamble on going back to Facecam and seeing whether I remember that I'm on Facecam when I'm done. This is the Crash Bandicoot files. It's a tome. It's a big hefty book. Subtitle: How Willy the Wombat Sparked Marsupial Mania. Because originally, oh, look at all these cool illustrations. Is that going to be in focus? You can already see that, like, it's got kind of Looney Tunesy vibes, but originally this is mostly an art book, I think, rather than a full kind of development history. But there's a bit of both. They've got like some like old design documents in here, and it's really cool. But let me see if I can find Willy the Wombat. Because originally he was going to be a wombat called Willy. Oh, have we got clashing music? We probably have, haven't we? We've got double music going on. Let me pause that. Let me find... I want to find Willy. If you guys have got Willy, I want it. Please send Willy. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It's not just... There's not an obvious contents page for where Willy is going to be. Possibly here. Oh yeah, here we go. So there are some old pictures of Crash. I don't know if there are any pictures of when he used to be a wombat though. Oh, there's a slightly too sexy picture of his girlfriend there. Heavens above. Can't find Willy. This is pornographic, this book. Look at this. I hope my wife doesn't know I've got this. He's not here. Maybe he's at the back, because these are all like the characters as they pretty much look now, whereas maybe they've got like old... There is a picture out there, is what I'm trying to get at, of Crash Bandicoot back when he was Willy the Wombat. And I don't know where it is. But he was a wombat to begin with. And it was meant to be a... Slam, that was the sound of the book going down. It was meant to be a... there we go, I've remembered. Very Looney Tunesy style. Hey, how many casual speedruns have the player stop halfway through to get a book out? And so an important thing was his facial expressions, right? I think there are more polygons in his face than there are in the rest of his body combined. In fact, I think there are more polygons in Crash's model than there are in some entire level geometries. Or in terms of... or how many are on screen at once anyway. Maybe not the entire level, but certainly what's being rendered. And, you know, he's pretty expressive, really. I know he might not look it at times, but particularly for the era and for the number of shapes available. Steady. Then he's quite expressive. The way he sounds, the way he moves, the way his face looks. You know, he's got a gigantic head, really. If you look at him, he's got no neck. And can I? I'm trying to show you his face, really, but oh, here, this will be a good way to do it. You see how he sort of like grimaces as he runs? He looks a bit panicked, and you know, if you stand around, he'll do little idle animations and stuff like that. It's because of that. It's partly because they spent so much time making a wacky character that they decided to come up with different types of level. So, a work-in-progress title, a jokey one, it was never going to be used, for Crash Bandicoot was Sonic's Ass Game, or the Sonic Ass Game, because they were basically saying, we should make a Sonic game, style game, you know, because that was kind of a reference point back then for the platformer. There weren't many other platformers as big as Sonic at the time. I mean, I can think of one mustachioed one, but you know, Sonic was an inspiration. But they said, well, if we made a 3D Sonic game where the camera is over your shoulder, which, you know, was unheard of at the time, had never been done. I know obviously Nintendo were making Mario 64 pretty much alongside this, but in terms of what had been published, you didn't have platform games in this style, in a 3D world. Oh no, I was waiting for the blue one to snap. And they said, thing is though, if we make a 3D Sonic game, you'll just be looking at his ass the whole time. Which, you know, we're kind of doing now. I mean, Crash doesn't really have a lot of ass. He's not that thick. He thin. Ironically, a game called Sonic's Ass Game would sell very well with a certain audience. It would actually, Villa Fandan, you're right. There are some people out there who would love the Sonic Ass Game. And so, that is exactly why certain level types were invented. Because the developers thought, to begin with, like, oh, the whole game will look like this. You'll never see the guy's face. We're looking at his back the whole time. We may as well, like, not waste any energy, you know, making a particularly expressive character or anything too wacky and Looney Tunesy, which is what they wanted to do. But then, you know, they thought, well, no, hang on, we should do that. But how about we come up with ideas where you see him from different angles? And that is the main reason why you have the side-scrolling segments, like in the previous level, the Great Gate and Native Fortress. You have some side-scrolling going on. And more to the point, and we're going to see some side-scrolling now as well, of course. And more to the point, it's why you have the boulder levels. It's so that Crash actually looks at you at some point in the game. Because if he didn't, you would spend almost all your time, at best, seeing him from the side, or at worst, seeing his ass. And so, in a very indirect way, it's thanks to Sonic the Hedgehog's bottom that we have action sequences in big budget current gen games where characters are running away from a gigantic lava flow or whatever. In a very indirect way, Sonic's anus gave us high action scripted sequences where your favorite third-person hero of 2025 is running towards the camera. Thank you, Sonic's ass, for that. Can we all thank Sonic's ass in the chat, please? For Uncharted or whatever. Bit of history, a little history lesson from me there. Praise be to the hedgehog posterior. I would rather not. Ripperoo. I barely know her, Roo. Big TNT. You can actually... So the all the bosses in this game come with 2 masks. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not going to... Once you've triggered the fuse, it doesn't flow into the next square. You get 2 masks with each one. And I think it's possible to actually just spin these big... So the idea, as you can probably work out, the idea is to trigger a big TNT so that this guy, Ripperoo, gets hit by it like that. But I'm pretty sure because I've got 2 masks, I can take 2 hits, basically. So if I just do this, I can... Oh, well, without jumping in the water. But you can just tank 2 hits like that if you want to. Okay. Not like that, though. Longest fuse ever. I think because I set it off as it was flowing, it just sort of carried on ticking. Okay, there we go. We got him. Do. I'm gonna do it. Got him. Death's 15. Thank you, Death89. I'm hoping to get up to 89. That would be good. The Lost City. Just got here, but thank you, Sonic's Bottom, says Mencius the Wise. I like that you're just going with it. You don't understand the reasoning. And who cares? We probably do need to be grateful to Sonic's Bottom. Oh, scary. Oh! They should have a special version. They have special versions. They should have special versions of Sonic movies, just from that point of view. Yeah. Pav, you're looking at Sonic's ass. Okay. This is where the game starts getting a lot tougher. So if I've had however many deaths I've had so far, then, it's only going to get worse. Oh, yikes. Oh, well, there goes our Brio level. That's fine. It's supposed to bounce on that guy's back, and he sort of gets you up to the top of the pushy bits. But, hey, we're good. We're already on the second island out of 3, though, and how are we doing for time? It's 6 o'clock, halfway through the stream. And I've been fanning around a little bit. And we've got, you know, a fair few bosses to come. I think we could still do it. Especially if I spend less time worrying about boxes. I don't know, there are going to be a couple of pretty tough levels towards the end that I might struggle with a bit, but... Little Brio head there, but I've already missed one, so it doesn't matter. Hello, sir. Got ya. Oh! Okay. Saved it. Okay. Ever wanted to know what the ass of a Sonic looks like? Well, bam! There it is. Oh. What I want to know is, where did Crash get his shoes? And his jorts? Did Cortex provide them? He was wearing them before he went into the vortex, wasn't he? It's like he knew it was going to go wrong, and there was no need for me to jump and spin those guys. I just did it for fun, and then I died. There was no reason for him to dress up the Bandicoot that he just put into his machine. Well, I suppose there was, because the idea was always that it was going to become his general, so I suppose he knew it would become anthropomorphized in some way. But, yeah, he was hoping it would be a bit tougher, I think. I do really like, actually, both the time travel aspect of Crash 4, and also, even more so, actually, the so-called flashback tapes. I think they're called flashback tapes, aren't they? Oh, not this bit. Oh. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh! 9! It tricked me! I think I must have miscounted. God damn it. I had a plan there as well. I was going to jump to the left. That one would have run out of time by that point. It would have broken instantly and carry on. I'd all worked out. And either I miscounted or the game cheated me. Anyway, we're nearly done. Yeah, the flashback tapes are really good because they are VHS tapes that you find in the game that were recorded in 1996 when these events took place. So you're just watching, although you're playing it with Crash 4 controls, it's essentially like events that took place before this moment that happen to have been taped by Cortex and his security cameras or whatever, his science observation cameras, and you just play through them and you hear little bits of like lore happening on the intercom and stuff. It's really good. It's a nice little, it's a good bit of fan service, I think. Oh, and I would so love to have something similar-ish with Spyro. You know, there are rumors that Toys for Bob are working on Spyro 4, and I know you can't have time travel in Spyro, and I wouldn't want time travel. Well, you could have time travel in Spyro because you could just do it with magic rather than science. But I don't want time travel in Spyro necessarily, but just to have, you know, little callbacks to the originals, particularly the first game would be really nice for me, and that world, because, you know, Spyro 2 and 3, Spyro spends almost all of his time, apart from the intro to Spyro 3 and the outro, I guess, in a completely different world. He's not in the world of dragons. And alright, maybe it's difficult for them to explore the world of dragons in an additional game because he went to all the levels in Spyro 1. So what? Do you just replay those areas? Well, you know, I think you could redesign them or show different parts of them or come up with some magical story reason why they're different. Or, you know, just say that there are other parts of the homeworld that were never explored fully. It doesn't ever say anywhere in Spyro lore that every part of the world was explored in the first game. There could just be bits that we never got round to. You know? I don't know. But, yeah, I'm really hoping. I'm still holding out hope that the rumours are true, Toys for Bob are working on Spyro 4, and that it's a similar kind of strategy, and sort of design plan, as they clearly took with Crash 4, which was, you know, innovative. There was a lot of new stuff. Whoa! How did I know that was there? But, you know, with... Oh, I thought I'd missed that box. I didn't know it was going to land on it. Thought it was a bit short, and I fell. Yeah, like, very innovative. Adds a whole lot of stuff to the series in terms of story and gameplay. And yet, really nice fan service that doesn't feel... To me, it didn't feel too gimmicky. Don't know. I guess some people will argue that fan service almost always is, almost by definition, it's not necessarily a good thing. You know, fan service for the sake of fan service is often a bad idea. If you can do something that works very naturally, like slip something into a story that, you know, it makes absolute sense for it to be there. You know, it would be weird if it wasn't there, sort of thing. Then, you know, that's good, and it tends to please the fans just as a natural consequence. But I don't know. I just want to explore more of like Spyro's own world. You know, meet some of his friends and things. Hello, Tetsueo. I thought you were off this week after Ashton took your spot on Monday. Hope all is well with you. I am very well, thank you, Tetsueo. No, Ashton, we did a swap. Partly because I took a day's holiday on Monday anyway, because I had some stuff to do. And also because Ashton wanted to do a swap this week anyway. She was originally going to swap with Ben, just because she needed to do a swap, because she's traveling to Japan. She's like... basically on her way now. She's not on the flight today. She's on the flight tomorrow, I think. But she is like sort of setting off in the direction of the airport today, I think. Or I think she's like going via her parents' place. Like she's flying from the south of England, so she's heading down there today and then flying tomorrow. So, uh-oh, it's a bridge level. It's not the bridge level. I mean, in some ways, these levels are easier in this version of the game than they were in Insane Trilogy. In fact, in a lot of ways, Insane Trilogy did make the game harder. Yeah, all over the place, really. Controls were weird. Hitboxes were slippery. Oh. Spoke too soon. So, yeah, me and Ashton did a little swapsy. What? Japan? She barely mentioned it. Yeah. Yeah, she just came in today and said, by the way, guys, I'm going to Japan. We're like, what? Why wouldn't you say? Hope she has a lovely time. Have to follow her on Instagram if you want to see what she's up to. Scrambled Ashton. She'll be posting all sorts, I'm sure. Hey, wonder if she's going to bring me back a souvenir. Because, you know, we are best friends. It's what best friends do, isn't it? Do. I actually already have... Hey, this is like a real brag. I have it on good authority. Oops. I have it on good authority, and by that I mean Ashton has told me that her Ben, MB, as he's known, whoops, 56 lives though, look at that. I've been doing a great job gathering lives just to hemorrhage them all here. I have it on Ashton's authority that her Ben, one of the things he wants to get while he's in Japan, is a Japanese copy of Spyro. What, you mean? You mean like that? You mean like my copy of Ripto? Ripto? There it is. This was kindly sent to us. I think this came from Jack Bradshaw, mod extraordinaire. So I'm very, very fortunate to have a copy of that. It's very nice. I don't have to go all the way to Japan for it. Where are we? There we are. So, hopefully Ben gets his copy. Otherwise, we might have to fight for mine. I'm not sure why it would be on the table. Available to win in a fight, but, you know, anything. I'll do anything for a fight. You know me. Wonder if she managed to get sparks off her leg yet. That cat was not going to let go easily. Oh no. Oh, this is fun. Launch! I like that. That's great. But it is worth doing these bonuses just for the lives you get from them, you know? If only Ashton had known, she wouldn't have had to waste her time going all the way to Japan. Getting you that Ripto is the only reason. No, she's getting one for her Ben. But if she'd known I had one, she could have just, like, killed me for it, maybe. 32%, you know, and considering that is factoring in collection of gems and stuff, like full completion of levels, I think we're still in with a pretty good shot. Oh, to finish today. Non 100%. Roll credits. There's a chance. There is a chance. Why don't you bet your? Should we do a Twitch point bet? Do you think I will get to the credits, the any % credits today on stream by? Well, maybe we should set a hard deadline, because if we're like close to the end, I'll probably just keep playing if I've only got like a level or two to do. But do you think I'll make it by, let's say, you know, it's probably about 10 past the hour when I started playing the game. So let's give it the full 2 hours, and let's say by 10 past 7 UK time, has Peter made it to the Neo Cortex boss fight and defeated him and rolled the credits? Oh! So we can't actually get a gem in this level anyway, so there's not much point worrying about boxes. Because right at the end, you have to ride a gem down into a pit. I used to try and time it so that the boulder came down just as that TNT detonated, and I thought there might be an Easter egg where you can just like blow up the boulder and it won't come and get you. Whoops. Predictions. Will TP get to the credits? People are betting their points. Let's make the boulder blow up. See, that was too early. So here, look, you know, these level types were designed purely, or almost, you know, like mostly, so that you could see Crash's face. And this type of run towards camera, react to hazards as they appear on screen, this thing is still used on the regular in games today. I'm trying to think of an example, whether there was one in Split Fiction. I can't remember if there actually was, but I've not played much of that game yet. But that's the kind of game where you would see it in a modern context. And that other game that is a little bit sort of Joseph Fares Split Fiction looking thing that's coming out soon. We saw it. I think that was at the Game Awards as well. I can't remember what it was called though, but it was a similar sort of thing. That definitely had people running towards it, running towards the camera. Why am I thinking of Split Fiction? Maybe I am. It's Indiana Jones. Yeah. I mean, obviously Indiana Jones inspired the fact that it's a boulder that's chasing him. So, yeah, we have a combination of things to thank. But obviously Indiana Jones is our film, and therefore did not strictly inspire the specific level design of running towards the camera and reacting to hazards as they enter your pathway. Because you could have an Indiana Jones inspired boulder level, but it's a 2D side scroller. We definitely have Crash and again Sonic's ass to thank. Do. See you later, Lobrotovich. Gotta watch the hockey now. Have fun. Good luck. Thank you very much. Enjoy the hockey. Whoops. We'll TP, get to the end. We've got nearly 200,000 points bet on yes. About 150,000 bet on no. O ye of little faith. No, honestly, I wouldn't know which way to bet. What's the time? 20 past. So we've got just under an hour, because we're going until, does it say? Yeah, 7:10. Mask up there. Hidden. It's no use, though, if I fall into a pit. Into the water or something, but... Ooh. No! Oh! I landed on top of the thing. I'm panicking. I'm gonna lose my job. Okay. Okay, here we go. I know what I'm doing. Cool. All the people who bet on yes are probably thinking, Peter, stop going for boxes that we don't need. What are you doing? My precious points. I mean, I definitely don't need to go for boxes like that. If I'm just going to spin a stripey crate, I'm not even getting any fruit out of it, so it's not even like I can justify it like, oh, I'm doing it for the lives, I'm doing it for the fruit. No, you're not. Oh! Yikes. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. So if you hadn't noticed, there's two bats hanging up either side. When there's a little stream of bats coming, there's always a bat hanging on the wall at the start of where the stream comes from, or the flock, or whatever the collective term of bats is, and one at the end. Yeah. So if you can destroy them both, you can get them. Oh, that's not being read. If he said a rude word, I just saw the word but. Oh, then also something's been censored. Something skin. Hang on. Oh no, hang on. Okay, made it. Right, I'm gonna have to read it in Robot Lady's voice, or if I go on the, can I like force? If I say repeat alert,
Yeah.
can I force the text to speech? No, I can't. Okay. B butt jokes. 420 something or other, whatever she says. What has 2 butts and kills people? An ass in. Ha ha ha. Why do ducks have tail feathers? To cover their butt quacks. He he he. Can doctors use your butt tissue for a skin graft if you aren't related to the recipient? Ass skin for a friend. He he he. Why did the bum get a slap? It was being cheeky. Ho ho ho. My granddad once swallowed his wedding ring and it came out 10 years later. He's told the story many times over. It's old but gold. Old but gold. Hoo. Moggy dad ass. Old but gold. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BBBBBBBB crash BBBBBBB Bandicoot
Oh, I don't want the mask.
106% BBBBBBB speedrun BBBBBBB Peter BBBBBB Peter 106% crash speedrun blazing.
Oh, you can get Cortex on this level. Cortex's face. It would be nice to do the Cortex levels. Oh, the mask saved me. So you get Neo Cortex's face collectible, like just like Torna there. And if you get 3 Cortexes, you go to a Cortex bonus stage. And if you complete a Cortex bonus stage, then your reward is a key. Oh, well, I got the mask, worth it. And the keys can be used to open the 2 secret levels in this game, or not like super secret, but they're just sort of off to the side. One of them is another warthog riding level. And one of them is I think one of the sort of the darkness themed levels where you can't see where you're going. Or it might be just a temple one. Can't remember. Not sure though if I've already missed. Oh, it's gonna get me again. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got 2. The last one might be right at the end or something. Yikes! Oh no, I set that off with my tippy toes. I couldn't even. I was walking up against the wall, and I couldn't even move any further. But my toes were touching the floor underneath the wall thing. Oh, no! Oh, yikes! Okay, go. I think ass was the one that was starred out on screen. Yeah, I can't be saying the word ass, but the word ass in, which has the word ass in, is fine. In fact, it has the word ass in it twice. Did you know that okay, I'm learning this pattern here. Did you know, this is true, I think. Citation needed. I'm pretty sure this is true. The etymology of the word assassin is because in a country that I'm not sure which one it was, where there was an assassin concept or culture, you could hire assassins. I mean, you could hire assassins in probably every country, developed country back in medieval times or something. I don't know when this was or where this was. All right. Yeah, Death 89. In whatever country this was back in whenever it was, maybe the Dark Ages or something. The assassins that you could hire or that were, running rampant. They would use hashish, and I'm not even sure what they would use hashish for. I don't know if it just generally they were like they tended to use it, or if it was like sort of part of this whole if it was a kind of a cultural thing as part of this assassin group. I really hope you're enjoying this very half-baked bit of trivia. Anyway, they would use hashish, and they were essentially hashins. And that is actually the etymology of the word assassin. But when I say that is the etymology of the word assassin, what I mean is you need to look up 90% of that fact that I left out. Because most of it was not there. Just for funsies. Because normally with these, you don't even get to see what's going on. And then you die and you go, okay, well that was fun. I didn't know I had to do that thing there. I'm going to do a little save state, and I might have a couple of goes at this, just for fun. Do I need to get all the boxes? I don't know. I panicked, and I thought maybe I do. I'll have a few goes at this, because then I'll be able to play the levels that are locked behind a key as well, which will be nice. Oh! There he is. He's dropped his key. He's flown away. We got a key. We had to cheat, but sure. Right, here we go. Right. I've not read ahead of this, of whether I'm right with this fact. I'm going to read it, and we'll find out together whether I was completely off. The word asas in Arabic, which I'm probably pronouncing wrongly, means principle. The asasiyun, again, probably pronounced wrong, plural from literary Arabic, asasiyun, were, as defined in Arabic, the principal people. The term assassin likely has roots in hashashin, hashish smokers or users, a mispronunciation of the original asasiyun. Early 16th century, from French, from Italian assassino, Arabic hasisi, member of the Nizari branch of Ismaili Muslims, I think. Literally, hashish eater, probably originally a derogatory nickname with reference to the supposedly erratic behavior of the members of the sect, as if they were intoxicated by hashish. So, there's something there. I'm concerned that Peter is doing the bonus stages and save stating. My points. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure the points are safe. It was a specific sect of Sufi Islam that would use the hashish to supposedly enter a trance to eliminate their enemies, usually from other sects of Islam. Yeah, see, I think that's roughly where I was going with that. So they would use hashish, and it would be part of, and that the use of that hashish would be, in some way related to them then getting violent and killing people, much like an assassin. So, there you go. Hashish, assassin. I think those TNT can actually, yeah. They're 2 boxes apart, so they seem kind of safe, but you set that first one off, and then you might be like bouncing around, like trying to set that one off, and then by the time you get here, the one on the left detonates and the whole lot goes up. Oh, 69 lives, nice. You always learn something from a TP stream or a QI episode. Oh, was it on QI? That's a very QI kind of fact, isn't it? I actually got it from Eddie Izzard, but I say Eddie Izzard. I know that Eddie Izzard also goes by Susie Izzard, but I think both names and both pronouns are used. Or I say both pronouns, also they, which is 3 pronouns, and, you know, there are more than 3 pronouns too. Not necessarily that Eddie Izzard or Susie Izzard uses, but I think the whole point is that they don't really mind what people say, as long as they're just sort of respectful. Hey, what a concept, am I right? Crazy. Yeah, so, Eddie Izzard did some stand-up a long time ago now, and you know they've always sort of like done a lot of historical stuff in their work, and yeah, there was a bit where, because like whenever Eddie Izzard said anything, particularly back in the day, it would always be, you know, never put jam in a toaster, or, you know, kind of slightly surrealist or silly, or, you know, the funny stuff in the sense that like it was funny the way it was delivered, and also it was like just very silly. And there's a bit in one of their old stand-up shows where they say, oh yeah, because that's where the word assassin comes from, right? They used to smoke hashish, and so they were hashashins. Oh yeah, I'm always... See, this is something I learned recently. Hang on, I'm in between two statements here, two stories. But anyway, they say, oh yeah, so they were hashashins, and the audience laugh as though it's like just a stupid like, oh yeah, it's they were hashashins, and that's where the word comes from. It's because they used to do hashish, because it just sounds made up, especially coming from Eddie Izzard. But no, it's actually true. Right, yeah. So this is how I used to always play this boss fight all my life. Dodging the boulders like that, right? I've always done that. And then last year, I saw a GIF on Twitter, or a little clip or something, of someone playing this level, and I discovered that you can literally just tank them like that. Just stand still. This boss fight is a trillion times easier if you do that. So what I'm saying is, I'm a better Crash Bandicoot player than anyone who's ever fought this boss the way the developers intended. He says, taking a hit. I'm better than you in so many ways. Oh, that didn't really hurt me. I was a bit close. Okay, here we go. Thought I had a... Reading the chat again in boss fights, not a good idea. Thought I had a meeting to run off to, but then remembered we'd pushed it back 15 minutes. So hello again. Hello, welcome. Welcome back. Oh, some of your music, welcome back. Oh no. I wasted a hit. Okay. Throw the boulder. Wait for the cart. Thwack. Got him. The Izzard joke. There it is. I can't remember how it goes now. I might just click on that. We can listen to the audio in the background. It's always brave clicking on a random YouTube link when you're live. Oh, it's a more recent... This is, yeah, this is from, like, a much later stand-up show than I remembered.
So we were hunter-gatherers. We were killers. We were killers only 2,000 years ago. Hunter-gatherers.
Oh, it's a 4-minute video. I need to... If someone can find the hashish timestamp, then we'll play it. But, yeah. Oh, I remembered that gag being from a much earlier show. The one with the orange jacket, or the sort of the black one with all the little galaxies on it or whatever. There was some sort of fantastic outfit. I used to have the whole box set of Eddie Izzard's sort of 90s stand-up shows. Good stuff. Oh no. There we go. Oh, is this the level? Can I get back? I think it's this level where if you jump off to the left... No, if you jump off to the left, nothing happens. Or is it down here? No. Okay. I know there's the other machinery level, which involves sort of doing a whole thing. Or maybe it's just not at the start of the level. It might be later on. I think it's probably indicated by a fruit hovering over an empty pit. But there's a bit in one of these levels, again, something I learned much later on, where you can like fall down a hole and there's stuff. I think is it between the two? I think there are a couple of those spiky guys. I think it's possible to, like... Yeah, down there. Yeah, see, really this should be a hint, a visual hint that there's something down there, because why are they down in the pit when, if that's a pit, they could never hurt me anyway, because if I'm down there, I'm already falling to my death. But I only learnt this, like, a few months ago. You can go down here, and what's down here? A box? Well, I've clearly never 100%ed this game before then, have I? Because there's boxes down here. Maybe I haven't ever 100%ed this game before. But I have 100%ed it in Crash. Maybe I did. I must have known this. Otherwise, how would I? Because I have completed Crash 1. I might have even completed it on stream. To 100%. And I've definitely completed the Insane Trilogy because I've got a platinum in it. But I don't know. Maybe that's better signposted in the Insane Trilogy, or maybe I have always known that that is there, or not always, but you know, maybe I've known since kind of seeing footage of it a few months ago and thinking, what the heck? I didn't know you could go down there. Don't know. How are we doing for time? 25 minutes. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be exciting for everyone who bet. But I think we're in with a shot. $69 lives, very nice. Oh, how did that happen? See, I'm using my... Oh no, all the way back at the start. Oops. Oh no, I spun the mask away. We'll head down here because there is a mask, so that probably is worth having. What have I got? In the interests of making it to the end of the level. There's a really good remix of this, or mashup of this backing track with flipping, what are they called? What the flip are they called? Daft Punk, Technologic. Like, just the voice, the words from Technologic overlaid on top of this. So it's like, you know, buy it, use it, like that thing. I don't know the words, but it's a really good, it's a good mashup. Because, you know, this level's called Heavy Machinery, so it kind of works, right? As long as we don't have too many more trivia distractions. Yeah, I mean, you know, what? You mean stopping to, like, play a bit of Eddie Izzard stand-up, for example? Yeah. Oh, hello. That mask that I went back for saved us. Could I have a checkpoint now, please? Checkpoint would be great. Oh no, a little graphical error on the Steam PNG. Steam.gif. We're good. Or finding another book on the shelf. Yeah, could do that. Could start reading. Have a little read along. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. To be fair, I did bounce on it and then go to the right onto the basic boxes and then went back. Should have counted that as a bounce. There's sort of... Some people think that... mistakenly think that it is literally just 10 bounces and those things will break. No, not true. Once you do your first bounce, a timer starts, essentially. And that timer happens to be timed so that you can get 10 bounces out of one of those things. And you can only get 10 bounces maximum as well, because if you're like caught between two really close together ones and you go do, it will still just break after 10. But 10 is the maximum, and it's timed that if you're just standing on top of it, bouncing at a normal rate, you will get exactly 10 bounces out of it. But if you miss it at any point, then you'll only get 9, and then it'll break. So you have to factor that in. Up we go. Oh no. I fell. Are you sure you're not having a stronk, Peter? For what? What? When? For what? Why? When? When did I have a stronk? I'm in the minority of thinking that the Insane Trilogy remake of this game is a bit more manageable than the original. Though the original Crash 1 was the last time. So you're in the minority in thinking the Insane is more manageable. I mean, in some ways it is. I agree. It's like the only thing I don't like about it. Well, actually, there's 2 things I don't like about it. I don't like the hitboxes. I do think they are a bit slippery. And I also think that the... in hindsight, it doesn't look very good, the Insane Trilogy. It just looks like they've taken this game and without really thinking too much about art style or anything, they've just added a trillion polygons to everything, created, you know, really like fancy textures for everything, added bloom and reflections and fur textures and all sorts of things that, yeah, we can do now, which is great. But should you? You know, should you necessarily do that in every case? The worst thing about the Insane Trilogy, or the thing that is a big giveaway for one of its issues, is that when Crash is facing the screen, in a lot of scenarios, in a lot of situations, his eyes, the whites of his eyes, are actually a sort of a blue, a bluey white, a cold white, with kind of shadow on them. And Crash's eyes should never have... Look, I'm literally standing in shadow right now. He's still got bright white eyes, because he's a cartoon character. That is essentially what he is. He's a Looney Tunes character. And Crash's eyes look like crap in the Insane Trilogy in a lot of instances. Not always, not a lot of the time. But, you know... I think it's actually aged really badly, visually, the Insane Trilogy. You know, in some ways, this game, alright, I'm emulating it, so it does look a lot sharper and cleaner than it would on a PS1 on a CRT. But in some ways, the PS1 version of the game has aged better, visually, stylistically, than the Insane Trilogy has in you know, what we're talking. We're talking nearly 30 years. Next year, this game will be 30... What? This game will be 30 years old next year, I think, if I know my dates. Insane Trilogy will be, what, like 10 years old, I think? Did that come out on like the 20th anniversary? Was that the point of it? I think it probably was, wasn't it? It was an anniversary thing, partly. This level is a nightmare for getting all the boxes, but we are not going to worry about that at all. I'm just going to try and make it through to the end. I do not like this level at the best of times, so I'll just do my best. Not reignited though, that is perfect. I mean, Reignited Trilogy has aged better than the Insane Trilogy, I think. Oh yeah, they have guns now. Oh, yikes. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I didn't even need to go that way. It's a dead end. Yeah, the Reignited Trilogy has aged a lot better than the Insane Trilogy. There are still some things wrong with it that were wrong with it from the get-go. I've talked before about there's a really good YouTube essayist called B-Mask, who I follow on Twitter. I can't remember his exact I think if you just search for B space mask, uppercase B, just a single uppercase B, well, it's not case sensitive, but a single B, and then the word mask, then you should be able to find his channel on YouTube. But if not, I think his social handles on Twitter are B_mask_. Anyway, he's done some really good stuff. Admittedly, a lot of his stuff is on film and TV and that kind of thing rather than games. He's done a mixture. And even when he is talking about games, it's quite often it might be a game that I've not played, so I can't always relate to the stuff he's talking about. But he's a really good essayist. Oh, flipping heck. Because I did it in one life, but then it tells me how many boxes I missed. And he's done some really good chat about Insane Trilogy and Reignited Trilogy. And I do agree a lot with what he says about it all, and he's far more eloquent than I am. He can articulate it much better, and he is actually someone with a slightly more artistic kind of bent about him. So he can, I think, talk with a bit more authority on art style and stuff than I can. So I'd really recommend checking out B-Mask and his essays and stuff. Oh, I just fell through the floor then, I think. But yeah, he talks about, the issue with Crash's lighting, and the way I discovered his channel, actually, he did a really fun, short video, it wasn't like a massive essay, about the world building of Spyro 2, and how, the levels are kind of paired off with each other, and, when you really stop and think about it and look at it, there's some quite interesting stuff done with how the people who live in different levels in Avalar, in Spyro 2, are kind of at war with each other, or you see recurring species and animals and locations, and they talk about each other's levels and stuff. There's some really interesting crossover-y stuff happening from world to world that you don't always get in games of this genre. Things can be so isolated. You go to the ice level and there's some people there who like ice fishing or whatever, and then you go to the lava level and you meet the lava farmers or whatever, and they just all live in complete isolation from one another. They all talk about how the big bad is terrible and is ruining the world or whatever, but that's kind of it. And so often you see that from world to world in any 3D mascot platformer. But Spyro 2 does really interesting stuff of bridging some of those levels and creating a very living world. And that's how I discovered his channel, and I loved the video he did about Spyro 2 world building. And I've talked about it before. And frankly, I've talked about it before because I saw his video on it and I thought, that's really good. And it kind of entered my philosophy as well. I thought, yeah, you know what? You're right. I agree. And now I'm also going to extol the virtues of Spyro 2's world building. So, yeah, it's a good channel. Ooh, I fell off and my coyote hang time saved me. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about the Insane Trilogy. But to go all the way back to where we were, someone was, who was it, was saying, yeah, Pup Wheelie, you think that Reignited Trilogy is more manageable, and I agree. I think the only thing is the hitboxes can be a bit slippery if you're standing on an edge, and I do think that is a shame. But overall, the actual platforming for Crash 1, the kind of the reliability of the jump distance, if you account for the slippery hitboxes, I think it is easier and more manageable to make your way through levels. It's just that, unfortunately, it's kind of counteracted by the fact that, yeah, you are going to slip off some of the edges in a kind of unfair way at times. But yeah, and I also don't think it looks as good as it should. I think they just did so much, too much, when They shouldn't have done. They could have really pared it back and kept it simple. And Crash 4, I think, looks beautiful. In terms of overall kind of art style, I don't actually dig a lot or some of the character designs specifically. But the overall art style, the sort of the painterly, you know, it does look a bit more like a cartoon in the best possible way. The music is fantastic. It's one of my favorite soundtracks of kind of recent memory in gaming. Ooh, okay, we've got about 20 minutes to get through these last few levels. It might be a bit tight. No, I'm going to do it. The sort of the tail end of this game goes quite quickly because one of the levels is about... It's like a few footsteps long. You just jump over a pit and the exit is there because it's intended for the second ending. So we'll be able to get through that one easily. We've got a couple of boss fights to do. We've got 3 boss fights to do, actually, including Cortex. We've only got 3 to do, so... I'm going to, like, do a bit more... I'm going to be a bit more speedrunny here now, and I'm not going to stop for boxes, because we've got 87 lives, and if I hit 99, I won't be able to carry any more anyway, so... Oh! I used to love this level as a kid. I thought it was so cool. These little... I thought they were rats, but I think they're potoroos, which is another made-up animal, much like a Bandicoot. Not real. I'm just getting lucky here. Those barrels just aren't hitting me by pure chance. I just didn't stop running. Yeah, they're potoroos who work for the gangster Pinstripe Potoroo, and I really liked the idea that you have these sort of gangster... But I thought, as I say, I thought they were rats, because I've never heard of a Potoroo. And I liked the idea of gangster rats hanging out in what I thought was a sewer, but it's more of a... I mean, it's called toxic waste. I don't know if it's meant to be a sewer or if it's actually meant to be a toxic waste processing plant. I don't know. Pinstripe. Okay, cool. Now, just relax, no rush. Oh, I see. Manchester Wise may have bet against me. Potoroos exist. I know they do, Mr. Black. I'm only joking. So do Bandicoots. But there's sort of the running joke in the Crash community is that it's a made-up animal. And so is a Potoroo. Now, I've seen a Bandicoot and a Potoroo in the zoo. And the Potoroo had a gun and a sharp suit. Oh, got him. I like how Crash sort of ducks down. He takes cover. Love this. His gun just sort of stops firing. But he keeps like shaking as though there's like as though he's got the kind of the knockback, or what do you call it? The recoil. Like he's still shaking his hand. Okay, last hit now. Oh no! Okay, still got 2 masks. We're alright. I see the DNA for Uncharted here, yeah. Nice. You got plenty of time, Peter. I don't know if I have, or maybe you're also hoping that I don't rush through it. It's actually going to be really close. I think I might... Oh, no. It's going to come down to probably the next couple of levels. And whether I, you know, fall and die like that a lot. So this is the high road, which was, in the Insane trilogy, treated as the most difficult level of them all, even harder than Slippery Climb. Slippery Climb being the precursor, or the first of a pair of levels in the slippery, wet castle type. The second of which was removed from the game. The original version of Crash Bandicoot, this version of the game, was reinserted back into the Insane trilogy as a DLC level. think it was free, wasn't it? I don't think you had to pay for it, which was nice. Stormy Ascent, it was called, and it was really tough. Well, it was pretty tough. Yeah, it was. It was really tough, actually, especially the end. Look at me go! Look, Mom, no hands. Oh! That could have been bad. Whoa! Got a life, died. Didn't I watch the What Culture folks bang their heads against the wall against the bonus level? You may well have done. Yeah, I think, did we stream it? Because I was there at the time. Because I remember doing a video. We did a group video, which we didn't do very often. It was a joint list. Me, Jules, and Scott. Scott Tailford, who's still there. I think Jules... Does Jules still do some stuff with them? I know he also works at Future Game Show now as a presenter, damn it. But I think maybe he also does some presenting still for What Culture? I can't remember if he does. But anyway, the Future Game Show now. I think he still does some What Culture stuff still. Yeah, I think he does. Anyway, me, Scott, and Jules did a joint list when the Insane Trilogy came out, which was called like the most infuriatingly difficult levels in the Insane Trilogy or something like that. And we went all the way through the list saying, you know, number 8, Jaws of Darkness or whatever. It included all three games of the trilogy, not just Crash 1. And then, you know, we would be like, we each took like 2 entries or 3 entries each. Oh! And then the number 1 was the High Road, which was this level, which is this level. And that just went like this. So picture it. We've done 9 entries in the usual fashion where we say number 10, Hog Wild, and then we talk for 30 to 60 seconds about how difficult Hog Wild is. And then it went, and number 1, the High Road. Flip the High Road! And we just sort of shouted that at the camera. And that was the end of the list. And I remember quite vividly just shouting, flip the High Road down the camera. Which, you know, in hindsight, bit cringe. But, you know, we all signed off on it at the time. I don't even know whose idea it was. Probably all of us, or don't know. But we all did it. And, you know, it was good. So, yeah. I was there when this game came out, and I'm pretty sure we probably, yeah, I think we did. We streamed it. I remember we played Stormy Ascent. This is Slippery Climb, the precursor to Stormy Ascent. Played it on stream, and I think I was the one who got us over the line, and that was very much a joint effort. I'm not saying, oh, everyone sucked, and I just picked up the controller and did it. Like, we were going from checkpoint to checkpoint, and we were all dying constantly. I think I happened to have the controller in my hand when we made it to the exit. And I think something like really cool happened as well. I think like I like spin bounced the TNT or something just by pure chance. There was no skill involved. There was some kind of moment where like there was an explosion and it was like, oh my god, I can't. But what did I hit there? Was there a spike in front of me? It was sort of like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened, sort of thing. Oh, that was scary. Those of you who are worried about your precious points if you've bet on me finishing the game, don't need to actually worry too much. I mean, I'm massively jinxing it now. You don't need to worry too much about how I'm going to perform on this level. I died. Because I used to... Difficult as it is, I used to really love the aesthetic of this level when I was a kid, and I actually used to play it quite a lot, so I'm fairly familiar with it. But, you know, I did fall down a pit in Insanity Beach, the first level in the game, so I'm still kind of having some control issues regardless. But in terms of knowing what's coming, I am familiar with the hazards and how we need to handle them timing-wise. It's just about actually executing that timing. We've got 10 minutes left to finish the game. I don't think there's time. And if I'd not stopped to do all of my silly looking in books, discussing trivia, I wouldn't have cost you your points. But that's what you have to factor in when you make a bet on Peter Austin's progress through a game. It's not just is he capable of doing it if he sat down and was forced to just go. Quite clearly, I could definitely have completed this game in 2 hours if I had put my mind to it. But you have to also factor in, what if someone asks him what he thinks about The Last Jedi? Or what if someone says, Peter, do you have a book about the development, or the Peter, do you have a book about behind-the-scenes information on BBC's The Box of Delights from 1984? Why, yes, I do. It's right behind me. Would you like me to get it out and read it to you? Okay, here we go. No! Okay. These stairs are on a timer. I do just have to kind of get a bit lucky, really. Oh, is that enough time? Yes, it is. Oh, oh! Oh, God! Jesus! No! Peter, have you... Oh my God, no checkpoint! That's why this level's so hard. It's not just the hazards, it's unforgiving. We will be finishing the game on stream today, I have no doubt about that. Whether we finish it in the next 8 minutes, I do have doubts about that. I mean, just the actual act of navigating through the remaining levels. Can it be done in 10 minutes? Oh, no. Because what remains, we've got the lab. Is that it? Is it the lab and then the 2 bosses and the Great Hall? Because if it's just that I need to get to the end of this, get through the lab. If I did it perfectly from now and didn't die, it might be possible in 7 minutes. No, I think there's just too much ground to cover. Climbing this castle and then making my way through the lab. Even if I, went flat out, I don't think I could cover the ground. Jaws of Darkness. Castle Machinery. Oh, flipping heck. It's over. It's over. If I had the green gem, Castle Machinery would be over in 3 seconds, but I don't. So it won't be. Sorry everyone who had faith in me. No, I can't. Yeah, see, I knew that was going to happen. There's no point jumping. There we go. Okay, let's get over to the left so we don't get crushed by that stone step. Wait for the stairs. Stairs are up. Okay. See, hazards-wise, I know what is coming and what I need to do timing-wise. It's just about the execution, you know? There we go. I've gone a bit quiet now. Gone a bit focusy. Putting my whole focusy into it. Alright, now this guy's a bit of a bugger. We're gonna meet him several times. I've never had an issue really with these like rotating, pivoting platforms and the birds and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna ever die on them, but generally I don't find them that tricky. It's the lab assistant I'm concerned about, or indeed the clawed hand. But yeah, sorry, the game will not be over in 5 minutes, so you guys bet wrong. I shouldn't have set the time limit, should I? I should have said, will he do it on today's stream? Because we're close enough now that, yeah, I probably, depending on how Jaws of Darkness and Heavy Machinery go. In fact, you know what? Like, I might not... Ooh, yikes. Camera's freaking out. Flipping heck. Might not even have time to... I mean, we're beyond end of stream time now. I'm going to complete this level for sure, and then we'll see what time it is and work out how long it's going to take us to finish. Because I might have to, you know, my evening is supposed to begin at 7ish, and you know, me and my wife gotta have our delicious dinner. Oh. Go. Mask. That will be useful for... Ooh, hang on. For when we meet another lab assistant. Because I think somewhere there might be like 2 of them in a row somewhere along here. Oh, mask saved me. Right, let's not screw this jump over now. There we go. 3 minutes to complete the game. Do 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 do. Lights out. Okay. Tell you what though, one thing about Crash 4 that I don't like so much is just how punishingly difficult it gets towards the end. I like a challenge, and I do like that that game exists, and it is there to challenge me as a Crash Bandicoot fan, a Crash player, because, you know, I'm kind of like rushing through this, and I'm streaming at the same time, using a bad controller, but, you know, for the most part, this game is, it's not an enormous challenge, you know. I've got 86 lives. I know I've died, you know, 30, 40, 50 times in today's stream, but I mean, you do, don't you? You do just die in games like this, but the fact that I can any percent it in a couple of hours shows it's not a crazy challenge, but Crash 4 really does test your mettle as a Crash Bandicoot player. To this day, I still really struggle with it in a lot of places. Now, I had something really weird happen to me once in fact, it was when I was streaming this game last on the PS1 version. Those axes that come left and right like that, we were going through, and I was emulating it. And as I made my way through the level, there was an axe that was sweeping on the wrong axis, if you pardon the pun. And I've never seen it do that before. It was pure chance. Instead of going like that, it was going like that. And I hit it, and I died. And then when I respawned, it wasn't doing it anymore. Just a crazy bug I've never seen before. And I don't know if it was only possible in the emulator, and if I'd sort of done something to sort of cause that to happen, or if it's something that can actually happen in the in the legit build of the game, or the legit method of playing. The time is now 7:10. That's it. We're beaten, Peter, says Boring Loner. Well, I'm sorry for letting everyone down on that. I got pretty close. I mean, if it's any consolation, it looks like... I mean, how long have I actually spent? You know, what is the stoppage time on today's... Should we factor in stoppage time? What is the stoppage time on the gameplay today? I mean, I was probably looking at the Crash book for less than 5 minutes total. And, alright, I clicked on a video of Eddie Izzard at one point. But there's not actually been an awful lot of stoppage time when you really think about it. There's been me, you know, failing a lot, but that's just part of the prediction, isn't it? You know, you have to just think, like, how often am I going to do stupid deaths like that? And there's been, like, the odd occasion where I've paused to quickly read something in chat. But in terms of, like, actual stoppage, it probably wouldn't even have saved it anyway. I don't know if that's better or worse. That's probably better, because if you're thinking you lost out on your victory purely because I was fannying about talking about Willy the Wombat, then you know, you don't need to think that. I didn't cost you the game by doing that. I would probably have lost it anyway, you know? Okay, checkpoint. It's good. I can't actually stop the wager, as I also bet in it. So it's down to Badger or Lord B. Can I do it? Prediction result is no. Thank you, whoever did that. Charlie Badger, thank you. Apologies, one and all, to those who had faith. I'll let you down. Look at this. Whoa! Shouldn't have really gone that way. It's fun. Little secret area. Maybe if I'd also not been stopping to get boxes, but then, you know, would I have had enough lives to do it? I thought I'd been squashed then, but I wasn't. Oh no, I'm panicking. Okay. It's gonna still be pretty close actually, because is it the lab now? If it's the lab, this is the final sort of traditional level, and then we're done. Oh, it's custom machinery, flipping heck. Okay. Alright. See, if you have the green gem, you see it's just there to the left. It will be here, and you can ride it all the way to the top, and walk across the platform at the top, and land at the exit there, but you actually have to jump all the way down here and make your way back up. Look at these speedrun strats coming in now. I'm absolutely booking it through here. Again, if only I'd done that to begin with. I feel like I do feel like I've really let down Team Yes, but you know, I should just be happy that I've scored some points for Team No. Congratulations, everyone! Thank you for not having faith in me. I'm really happy that I was able to do that for you. My wife is going to leave me for a richer man. I didn't see the context for that. I'm going to have to find... Oh, tell my landlord I lost my rent betting on Peter. Yeah. Sadly, it's the way it goes. Ooh. Okay. Down the steps. Down the hole. Hey, we're doing alright here. Now, one of these bouncy things launches you up and sizzles you like a sausage on the ceiling. So we've got to watch out for that one. It's this one. Look, there's a red pipe above it. If you step on that, you get done. Don't get done. Get dommed. That's not that. Okay, that sounded wrong. Don't get dommed. I'm not telling you to get dommed. There was a consumer rights television program in the UK that was called Don't Get Done. It was presented by Dom... What was he called? I want to say Dom Little, but I think I'm thinking of someone who I actually did go to school with. I think I went to school with someone who was called, like, Dominic Little something. His surname. Anyway, there was a consumer rights program in the UK called... that was presented by Dom someone, not Dom Jolly. And I can't remember if it was the name of the show or if it was just the sort of the tagline. But I think it was, don't get done, get Dom. As in, just fetch Dom and he'll help you. But because done, getting done, it's like, if you sort of conjugate that in the same way, it's like, don't get done, get dommed. Turning dom into a kind of a... Oh. Into the equivalent word. Now he decides not to read the chat. Yeah. Dom Littlewood. Was that his name, Dom Littlewood? I think there was a kid at my school called Dom Littlewood, and that's what always throws me off. Dom Littlewood's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Hey, we're nearly there now, look. Anyway, don't get done, get dommed. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Slime. Bonk. First try. I used to fight Brio a lot when I was a kid as well. I would replay that level. I thought he was a cool baddie. Well, that is Nitrous Brio done. We've now got to do the lab. Flipping heck, I was well off actually. The stoppage time did not cost you the game. I just did not, because I made it through the first two islands fairly quickly, didn't I? I think really. In sort of approximate terms. This has a TNT in it, I think. Yeah, you don't want to spin that. Oh, and the door shuts. Ready for the TIE Fighter scream? You all know it. Here it comes. Yeah! It's good. It's a good one. They've pitched it up a bit in this, but we've all heard it. Oh! I'm really clutching here. I'm doing a pretty good job of saving some of these deaths. If only I'd played like this earlier. Oh, he got me. He got me. I loved redoing bosses as a kid. This is Nightshade Crow. Yeah. Oh, you can jump on here. I just thought then. I was like, I wonder if I can get up there. Or did I die? Yeah, I died. Okay. Not far away enough from the explosion. No, hang on, I've got to time this properly. So the switch that I'm hitting closes the trapdoor floor like that in the next room. And I've got to jump through the crisscrossy things, but I've also his hands pulse like that, and you have to touch him when he's not fizzing. Oh god, I thought they were going to keep going then. Panicked. Oh, can I get 99 lives by the end? Oh no. Right, bet your life savings. Will I be on 90? No, I'm joking. Let's not do a wager on 99 lives. That will be pressure. I mean, also because if basically it's like a question of whether or not I enter the Neo Cortex boss fight with 99 lives maximum, because that's all you can have. And then if I die once, you can't gain lives in that area anyway, so that would be it. As soon as I die once, we would be on 98 or less. And there'd be no way to win the 99 back before the end, so it would simply be a wager of, will Peter first try the Neo Cortex boss fight? And the answer is probably no in my experience. Oh, saved it using the side of the level. That's the end. That is the final traditional platformy level. So now we just hop through the Great Hall, which we can't do anything with. Here we go. Best music in the game. We'll hear it at the credits. Maybe not the best music, but it's very good. So that's the level exit there. If you haven't got any gems, you wouldn't even see this one. You would literally just see the level exit in front of you. It would just look like this, but without the gem. You ride it, and all the other gems that you have will be visible if you've got them. See that one disappearing there? And then you do a whole platforming segment hopping from gem to gem, and you can find Torna locked up in the castle, and you can fly away with her without even fighting Neo Cortex if you've got all the gems at this point. But don't worry, if you haven't got the gems, you can continue to the final boss fight, and with 58 deaths so far, and watch me get 69 total.
Darn you, Crash Bandicoot.
Darn you, Crash Bandicoot. You can't say damn. You have to say darn. We'll see how many deaths I get here. It might be 0, it might be several. The simple principle here is he is shooting different coloured bolts that do different things. Pink ones go directly at you, blue ones go side to side, and sometimes up and down, but not always. And green ones, you can spin. And yet, you sort of just like build them up. So the first one is just a single shot will hit him, but then we had to do 2 there, and then we've got 1 there at the top as well. Look. So that's sort of saved. Now he's zigzagging with these blues. Oh! I spun a bit early. There we go. Got him. Right, rapid fire now. Oh no, he got me. Okay.
Darn you, Crash Bandicoot.
Oops. Oh! I scratched my face for a second. I thought I only needed to do 2 for this phase. I need to do 3. Anyway, there we go. There's 3. Lost a mask. No, spinning it early enough. Spinning a bit too late. Oh, what got me there? The one above me? It just clipped me. You can't get him. It would be good if you could. If you could just knock him off. But if you walk too far forwards, you fall off the thing. Okay, there we go. I really do like the Cortex theme. It's quite subdued in this game, but they really build on it in later games. Tell you what, the Insane Trilogy soundtrack in places is a genuine improvement on the original trilogy. Not always, you know, sometimes they do kind of over-engineer some of it, but the Crash Bandicoot, I think I've talked about this before when I've played. I always talk about the same things when I replay these games. I think actually what I did when I fought Cortex... Oh, and look at this now. I've got too much to talk about. When I fought Cortex originally, when I streamed Crash 1, I was like, oh, you know what's really good? The Crash 3 Insane Trilogy... The Insane Trilogy version of the Crash 3 Neo Cortex boss music. And I probably booted it up on YouTube and played it in the background of that, because it's really cool. It like they've blended the 2 Neo Cortex themes together, the one from the Crash 1 fight and the one from the Crash 3 fight, which originally weren't mashed up together, but they've done a really cool mashup of the 2. The weird thing after this whole fight, you know when like bosses that you're fighting in a game keep charging into the wall and getting stunned, and then you can attack them, and they keep doing the thing that if they just didn't do that one thing, you wouldn't be able to defeat them, and they keep doing it anyway. Look what he does now. After that whole thing, look what he shoots at me. Just single greens. And a single green will kill him. It's a really weird final phase. Only 61 deaths. That's a shame. Not 69. But perhaps they're about to 69 when they fly away into the distance. What a strange thought. There's probably horrific deviant art of that exact thing happening. 18 minutes too late, says Boring Loner. Well, yeah, I definitely did not do 18 minutes of looking in books and talking about hashish. So, if it's any consolation, it wasn't the stoppage time that cost you your points. It was me slightly overestimating my ability / slightly underestimating just how much there is to do on island number 3 in this game. Because the first 2 islands are over in a flash. But, yeah, there we go. Well, that was a little any % run through Crash Bandicoot 1. And I've had a lovely time. I hope you have as well. And that sort of kept us sated for a week while we wait for the release of Atom Punk. Oh, look, there he is. He's having a good time there. Crash 1 box art character there. Yes, Atomfall, hopefully I'll be streaming that next week. I may have to do some stream time swappage with other members of the team. You know, maybe if I stream on Wednesday in place of Ashton, I might be able to do it at that point. I might have a copy of the game, or if I don't, then it definitely will be out for everyone by Friday. Now, I don't normally work on Fridays, and it's James Jenkins' slot, but potentially I could just say to him, can I stream on Friday from, even though I'll be at home. I'm going to stream from home anyway, but, you know, do a swap with him. So we'll see how we get on. But I'm really looking forward to playing Atomfall. It's going to be a lot of fun, I assume. It's reviewed pretty well, I think. The proper full reviews aren't out yet, but people have been playing previews and stuff. And I don't think any reviews are out for it yet. I'm sure the embargo is still Atomfall reviews. No, it doesn't look like any reviews are out. But sort of first impressions and people who've been to the preview event and stuff like that are talking about it, and it seems to be like a pretty positive reception so far. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you'll join me for it, probably next week in some way, shape, or form. Just keep an eye on social media or on your, if you're not following us on Twitch yet, then do just follow us at the very least. You don't have to pay for that. It's not the same as a subscription, and you should, in theory, get alerts when we go live. So you'll be able to catch what we're doing, because it might be that I don't stream on Monday if I have to swap with someone in order to stream Atomfall. So I might be streaming on Wednesday in Ashton's slot, or I might be streaming on Friday if James can do a swap with me or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, we'll play something else next week, maybe Crash 2 or 3 or something for a single session, and then we will definitely be streaming Atomfall the following week. Just depends how it falls in terms of whether we get sent a copy. If we don't, I have to buy my own copy, which is fine, but that will be then on release day without early access, and does that fall with the streaming schedule? I don't know. But hey, there we go. We'll see what happens. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your Wednesdays. It's not Monday today. It feels like a Monday. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Sorry to those of you who lost a lot of Twitch points on me today. Can't be helped. Sometimes you need to, just slightly take me down off that pedestal. I'm not as good a Crash player as you think I am. That's very much on you. That's a you problem. You need to work on yourself. Maybe go away and think about that. Yeah, all right then. Think about that for the rest of the night. Say 10 Hail Marys and 1 Peter is bad at Crash. Cool. Right, bye everyone.